Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. Thank you for checking out my video. A very interesting question, and I am grateful for the opportunity to speculate on this. I'm curious, how do you think the integration of technology in music education will evolve in the next few years, especially for those teaching voice? It's, a fascinating question. And we should all understand that I am speculating. I am not in tech. I don't really even make an attempt to keep up on the most popular topics of the day, so to speak. It's not like I avoid it, I just don't spend an awful lot of time reading about it. I'm aware of AI. I have been made aware of a variety of different teaching tools and platforms and things like that to try to reduce latency and such so that teachers and students can work around the world without any latency and how those work and such and stuff like that. Like all of that stuff's technology driven, but I don't have any inside view into what's going on in the tech world. But I think that there's a lot of really, really interesting things, and I think that there's lots of opportunity. And as it pertains to vocal pedagogy, the teaching of singing, I think that it's just going to get better and better for basically everyone, I think. I think that a lot of the technological tools that are available to us now help people like myself who teach others how to sing. They help me to empower you. So I can run through scales with you, and I can listen to your voice and point out what's going on. But I also make available to you the tools to be able to do that yourself, so that you might still need me to help identify what's actually happening. But as you get better and better, you need me less and less. That, in my opinion, should be every teacher's goal, right? Is to empower the learner so they no longer need the teacher. You might rightfully make the argument of, working yourself out of a gig, but that doesn't change, in my opinion, the reality of it. We should all be training the people that work with us to supersede us. That should be the goal. So there's more and more tools for practicing. There are more and more tools for self-evaluation. And when you are uncertain as to whether or not, like let's say you don't know whether or not you're singing in tune, well, you can use Auto-Tune or Melodyne or something like that. And those are like name brands, but there are free versions of these things too, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. And that I'll come back to that, but that's worth mentioning too. You can use a tool like that and then know, first of all, whether you're in or out of tune, but more importantly, realize that you can't tell without the help of the tech. And then you can go and use other tools like musictheory.net is a great website. I don't have any sponsorships. I don't have any affiliations or anything like that with these websites or plugins, apps, and stuff like that. I don't have those things. So I mention them because they're good tools, not because I'm getting paid by them to say it. But musictheory.net is an amazing website, has amazing ear training practices and tools that you can use so that you can train your ear to hear whether or not you are in tune. And then you're just using the app now, Auto-Tune, Melodyne, whatever. And I suppose I ought to mention, like, if you were to use a digital audio workstation such as Reaper, Reaper has its own auto-tuning plugin that comes with it as part of the package. So you don't have to go and buy the expensive ones if you don't want to. But anyway, you can then double check yourself on the app if you wish. Or at some point, you'll just be able to hear it, and you'll know that it's right or wrong. That really ought to be the goal anyway, because, of course, music takes place in real time. We want to do it in real time. And if you're going to perform something, then you need to be able to understand how your intonation is working on a given day. It's not to say that you have to be perfect or anything. That's not what I'm suggesting. But we learn these things. These are skills that we learn as part of learning the craft of musicianship. And the artistry is built on that craft, how we choose to take it beyond just those elements. Circling back around, I hope that there will always be the plethora of free options for things that help us to do our practices. For example, when I practice here at home, while I could play at the piano, and I do sometimes, I use a bunch of sheets that are in GarageBand. And I put them in the keys that I want, at the tempos that I want, and I have the computer play them for me so that I can focus entirely on my posture, my alignment, how are my vowels aligning, all those kinds of things. If I'm doing an upper register practice, then I can focus entirely on navigating the secondo passaggio, making sure everything's working right. I want to be able to focus entirely on my singing. And GarageBand is free if you happen to use a Mac. I thought there used to be one for PCs as well, but maybe not. The point is that you can probably find some type of free digital audio workstation that will work with a PC, and you can put your scales into it. And then you're good to go. You can practice with that. So these tools will help us practice. They will help us self-evaluate. I don't know what role AI will play in all of this. It's not for me to say. I suppose as we get further and further along, I'll check it out as we go. I've checked out a lot of other things that were said to, they claimed that they were going to revolutionize the teacher-client relationship. And sometimes they kind of worked. A lot of times they don't seem to. Frequently, they seem to just be repackaging stuff that we already have. And that is, I think, where I will wait to see. My suspicion is that there's some type of fundamental shift that is brewing under the surface, but I couldn't begin to tell you what it might be. Hello, Jeff here. Sorry to interject in this lo-fi way, but I missed a point in this video, and I wanted to briefly interject it. And this is one of those hopes that I had thought about. FYI, this isn't on. I'm using a different microphone, so if you're wondering about the sound quality. When it comes to technology and its influences on music, with the prevalence of it, the availability of it, and how ubiquitous it is in music and in film, the production arts and things like that, it's so available that I think, or perhaps my hope, is that there is going to be a resurgence in materials that are more human, that are less produced, that are less tuned, that are more just human, as opposed to very, very heavily processed. This is not a judgment thing. I'm not, trying to throw any shade at the level of production that happens in the audio world. I've helped people do it. I've done aspects of it myself, and people will continue to do it, and that's great. It has become the industry standard to tune just about everything. But, and by tune I mean auto-tune, or Melodyne or something like that. But I think that as it goes even a level beyond where it has been, I think that there's a great opportunity for all of us to embrace what it's like to sing a song without necessarily going through all of those different things. So, Jeff from the future, helping out Jeff from the past. Sorry for the interjection here. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Until then, though, I'm going to keep on making videos on YouTube, keep on teaching lessons, keep on practicing, keep on writing songs, and doing all those things that for my entire life have brought me joy and keep me intrigued. Hearing human voices and helping individuals string together things in such a way that the light goes on and they hear the potential. They've realized it for a moment. And then begins the practice of working back to it so that we can do it 99.9 times, out of 100. At any rate, cool question. I would love to hear what you think is going to come. What's on the horizon for us in music technology? What do you think? Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below. If there's something that I've missed, or maybe there's some cool thing that's out there, I'd love to check it out. Tell me what it is so that I can go have a look at the website or something like that. Until next time, thank you if you've chosen to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Pardon me. Thank you to my Patreon supporters where you can get MP3s of all these videos and practices to sing along with to your heart's content. And that's it. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy singing. Hopefully we see you again. Bye.